This week's parsha is Parshat Miketz. We're again right in the middle of the episode of the brothers. This is also based on this Torah can be found in Pninim al Torah. It's by Rabbi A.L. Scheinbaum. It's the third series, so by all means, please look it up yourselves. So Rabbi Scheinbaum wants to bring out this idea in this week's parsha, where this all begins where Yosef is summoned up from the prison to interpret Pharaoh's dreams. Pharaoh has two dreams, and it distresses him greatly. So after Yosef interprets the dream, and so the pasuk says, Yosef continues to interpret the dream. Now it seems like he's offering a solution, but really it's a continued interpretation. Where he says, so now let Pharaoh, this is by the way chapter 41, verse 33 and 34. So now let Pharaoh look for a mind discreet and wise, and set him now over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, appoint officers over the land, and impose a fifth on the land of Egypt during the 7 years of plenty. Right? So we see that Pharaoh liked the advice and decided to take it. He said, wow, Yosef is such a wise guy. He's so wise. But our question is this. Well, why did Pharaoh say this? Why was Pharaoh so convinced of Yosef's wisdom? Since that is, the fact that he's able to interpret his dreams. The fact that he saw that, the seven skinny cows that ate the 7 fat cows, the 7 bad grains of wheat that ate the 7 good grains of wheat. That must mean that there were 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. And now Yosef is just coming in with an explanation of, by the way, since there will be 7 years of plenty, we should save during these years of plenty for the years of famine. Now, even someone who isn't an economist or isn't especially wise and knowing could probably give you that kind of advice. You know what I mean? If I were to tell you, hey, by the way, you have 7 years where you're going to do amazing at your job, you'll get plenty of bonuses, it's going to be awesome, and then 2008 is going to hit and you're not going to be able to find work for 7 years. So such a person, what does he do? He's going to put it in his savings, right? Because he knows what's coming, right? But the answer to that is, the Torah portion is saying, no. Pharaoh knows that. He knows that a person, just because we know such things, right? We have ideas and we know what's going to happen. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to really act on that knowledge, right? But what made Yosef great, what made him unique, and what made him capable of ruling Egypt was the fact that it wasn't only that Yosef knew that there were going to be 7 years of plenty and that 7 years of famine were going to follow, but that Yosef understood the implication for right now, and he saw what was going to happen in the future, and therefore he acted now, right? And that is sometimes the biggest test, because many people will actually know that. Everyone knows that, say, right now where the economy is on an upturn, right? Things are going well. So people are getting so excited, they're bringing in a lot of money and they're spending a lot of their money. Now the thing is, you need to think, well, that the economy is going to take a downturn. That's just the way it works. It always takes a downturn. The question is when, right? So everyone's trying to ride the cycle. And the answer here is, Yosef was not trying to ride the cycle. He got it. He's like 7 years of good, then 7 years of bad. So right now we'll use it all the way from the beginning to save for those bad years. We actually see this idea reflected in Pirkei Avot. As stated here, who is a wise man? He who sees what will be born. Notice that he who sees what will be born, right? If the wise person isn't someone who knows what will be born, it's someone who sees it. It's immediate. He sees it right in front of him as if it's happening right now, right? Because it is relevant right now. It's just going to happen in 7 years, 7 years from now. And moreover, we actually see this in our daily prayers, right? In Aleinu, it's so subtle. I think it's like 4 words. It says this. Towards the end of the first paragraph. So kakatu Torah, as it says in the Torah, v'yadata hayom, and you should know today, v'hashevota el levavecha, right? And you should bring it into your heart. It's not only that you need to know the thing, it's also that you need to bring that integrated back into your heart. Shabbat shalom and Chanukah Sameach.